Hey coaches, welcome to episode 19 as we still fight Corona boredom here on the Coach Chip channel, Football Talk with Coach Chip. Today we're going to go into episode 19 and we're going to talk about the yellow brick road and 11 versus 11 blitz pickup. I'll explain to you what that is in just a moment. As you can imagine, we're talking the passing game today. Remember, you can email me at siegel.chip@gmail.com. Reach me on Twitter at Chip Siegel, and on Facebook I'm Chip Siegel, and there's also a Coach Chip page that you can find, and I'm going to start tying that in more with the YouTube channel, and we'll get that going real soon. All right, we're going to be talking passing game today, and this is a little something that we kind of made it up, but I know as well as anybody does, there's nothing new in football. We just needed something that would fit us and would help us get by when we were having issues with our quarterbacks and our receivers going too deep and going out of bounds. And so, let's see if I can get that thing to work. First off, what is the yellow brick road? Well, the yellow brick road is this imaginary line that we made a real line. And I got this from Ken Hand. Ken Hand was one of the first spread guys, Tony Franklin spread guys in the state of Alabama back in the late 90s and early 2000s. He was at Haleyville, and then he was hired to go to Hoover by Rush Probst, and of course the rest of the state soon followed suit. And when he left Hoover, he went to Enterprise High School. And after he left Enterprise, I was down near him in Ozark, and we paid him to come over and do a clinic with us to learn about the spread. At the time, we were a wing T team, and we were trying to learn how to stop the spread, which was this new thing. And so we paid him to come over and clinic our staff. And he taught us about this yellow brick road from The Wizard of Oz. Y'all all know that from the 1939 movie. And we paint a gold line 2 feet. Some people do 1.5 feet. I usually just put 2 of my shoes, and I wear 14, and just put a mark there and then run my string. But with 2 feet below the bottom of the numbers, and tell the receivers, like on a fade or a takeoff, anything deep down the sideline, a vertical route, that's as wide as they get on deep balls until the ball is thrown. And what it does, it gives the quarterback room to throw the ball and gives them room to get down in bounds. And I'll show you some video of us not doing it and then some video of us doing it later. So get on the yellow brick road and stay there until the ball is thrown. Let the pass take you off the yellow brick road toward the sideline. Just like this. The red dot is the receiver, and he breaks and kind of goes at an angle. See, I've got him lined up at the bottom of the number, and that's on purpose. Every now and then, depending on the receiver and who we're playing, we'll get below those numbers. But I like getting, especially with young, inexperienced receivers, giving them as much room and the quarterback as much room as possible. And you see he's running the route down the yellow brick road, and then the ball is thrown. The ball is thrown from the quarterback right here. And now you see him breaking out. That's why it's called a fade. I tell the kids that. I said, hey, it's a fade because you're going to fade toward the sideline. So that's the yellow brick road. And then later on in the video, we'll go to some more clips and show you our 11 versus 11 blitz pickup. And this is an awesome drill that we kind of came up with. This is one I was mentioning earlier. It combines pass protection with a scramble drill. This is perfect, in my opinion, for small programs that don't have as much time, the kind of program where you only get 2.5 hours of practice max. But you got to work both sides of the ball, and the kids and coaches got to work both sides. So you can combine some full contact pass protection with the O-line getting an aggressive pass rush and your scramble drill with your receivers and your quarterback. The defense is told to blitz the offense every down, blitz them blind. But they cannot touch the quarterback. I also tell them, if the quarterback touches you, you're still in trouble. Because what will happen, they'll get right in the quarterback's face like a little kid. I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him. And the quarterback throws the ball and hits his thumb on the helmet. And you got a broke thumb quarterback. So I tell them, if that ever happened, I'm going to skin them. The quarterback learns through this drill to move around in the pocket. And I'm going to show you videos of that and how to scramble, but also keep his eyes up and downfield looking for receivers. Receivers also learn to get open while the quarterback is scrambling using their scramble rules, and I'll show you that on the next slide. Now, what you do early on during your ID time, your individual time, you have your wide receiver coach or whoever's working with them teach them their scramble rules. You get them on the board first and before you go on the field, and then get out there and just walk them through it and kind of jog through it and all that. And then you bring them to the 11-on-11 blitz pickup and tell them to run their routes full speed. And the receiver coach doesn't need to be watching the quarterback. He needs to be watching the receivers, making sure they're running their routes full speed, because it's not an automatic scramble. The O-line may pick up the blitz great, or the quarterback reads hot, and there's never a break, and there won't be a break off into the scramble rules. The O-line gets reps versus a blitzing defense and learns to block for a scrambling quarterback. And believe me, that makes a difference. The drill can be done during the summer without full pads because it's pass protection. You're using your hands anyway. I've shown coaches some of our highlights and cut-ups of our passing game, and they see our quarterback, and this is the same kid. The older brother went to Richmond, University of Richmond, and the younger brother just signed with Alabama in December of 2019. He'll be a safety in college. And they go, that's just an athlete being an athlete. Yeah, but you know what my opinion is? Even an athlete needs practice being an athlete. And the kids around that great athlete need practice being around him and how to act around that athlete. What I mean by that, you get a great scrambler back there. If the linemen aren't used to that, that's where you wind up with your pushing the backs and your illegal blocks and all this kind of stuff. So when the quarterback starts scrambling, then the linemen and the backs that are still in the pass protection, they know how to act as well. They got their own scramble rules, so to speak. So I think this was a great drill for that. And understand this. To begin with, when we first started running it, our quarterback would just take off when you get in trouble. And sometimes they're going to do that anyway. But what eventually happens, you got a competitor at quarterback, and he realizes, nobody can touch me. This isn't fun. I'm just running down the field, and everybody's running away from me like I got some kind of contagious disease. Sorry, bad analogy. And he'll start staying behind the line of scrimmage, looking for receivers because that's more fun. Okay, what are the scramble rules? If you're a receiver and your route is deep on the scramble side, come back to open grass. Okay, if your route is deep away from the quarterback, break back across to the quarterback. Okay, and working at a diagonal angle coming back. If your route is short, go long, but keep your eyes on the quarterback. Run with your head back, and you're looking for open grass. It's kind of like playing basketball versus a zone defense. And if your route is medium, stay at your level and work the scramble side and get into the quarterback's view. Get into the quarterback's vision. You find a place to get open. I teach the kids it's like posting up. If you're wide open on the low block, you get your hands up and go, hey, look. And so those are our scramble rules right there. All right, let's go back and look. Now let's go and look at some of our video. All right, as I've told you, I'm not always just going to show you our good stuff. I got to show you the bad stuff too. And so right off the bat, I'm going to show you us not doing this particular thing correctly. So here you're going to see us running the drill and not running it properly, or running a play and not doing what the drill said. This is part of the reason why I brought the thing back. And I brought it back. I remembered Coach Hand teaching us that years ago. And you see, there's your yellow brick road. Okay, and look at all the space over here. That's about 1.5 foot below. And I put that on there, of course. Now, our practice field, we actually paint this line. Our colors at Lynette were black and gold. And so I would take some of the gold paint that they had for outlining and numbers and things like that and take it to the practice field and put this on there. And you can see that's the receiver's legs. And he is way too far below the yellow brick road. And look where it busts the DB's legs. But look where he ends up. So that's not good stuff right there. All right, so then we come back a little bit later. The next season, 2 seasons later. And we've been working yellow brick road. Look where he was. Look where he is right now. He's still there. Now, he could have worked over, but he didn't. But that's okay, though, because look at all the room. He catches it. Quarterback is fading to the sideline. Look where his feet are, right down the tick marks on the side of the field. Okay? Hey, well, let's go back and look at that one again. All right, there he is, running right down the bottom of the numbers. Still there. Now watch him drift or fade to the sideline as the quarterback throws it. He had all that space. And at the time, the quarterback was just a 10th grader. So, a young quarterback needs all the help he can get. As a receiver, give him some room. Give him some room to throw the football. Okay, here's another example. Now, to me, he's too low. But this is this guy's senior year. He'd been doing this since he was in 10th grade. And he was a heck of a receiver. He was all-state, honorable mention as a sophomore, all-state as a junior and a senior. And so he was a pretty dadgum good wide receiver. See, look at all the space. Even though he didn't run the road, he gave that quarterback plenty of space to throw the football in. Yellow brick road. All right, now this is one. This is the number 3 is the quarterback Trey, the one that went to Richmond. Now he's at Skegee. And this is a fade, and we line him up way inside, and he kind of does a inside release and then breaks back out again, giving himself room by using the yellow brick road to get it done. All right, here we go, scramble drill. You say, Coach, it's just great athletes. Guys, yeah, they are great athletes. I'll never argue that point. But I'm telling you, we practice this stuff. See, good working back right there. Number 11 is a free safety out at Oregon right now. So I tell you, we got great athletes. I'm not going to deny it. We've had great athletes. You say, well, this isn't really a scramble. No, but watch him move in the pocket. And this is something that, now he was a sophomore at the time, but he'd been on the varsity since 8th grade, backing up his older brother and playing wide receiver for us. So he'd done this drill. So he has a more, I think the drill, the 11-on-11 blitz pickup, gives a quarterback more comfort and more pocket awareness. So he moves away from the pressure. He doesn't panic. And I firmly believe it's because we do that drill. Now I know this. Number 3, the older brother, he loved the drill. And he says that drill helped make him a better quarterback. Good record. Watch this. Now that's just great strength, mobility. But again, we practice it. You can come to our practices and watch it. And we do it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on the day. And people love, they'd ask me, hey, y'all going to do that blitz drill today? And I said, yeah. I mean, people in the community come out and watch us do it. 30, 40 people out there watching us practice. If you think this is something, you ought to see some of the stuff they do against scout team defense. Okay. All right, again, not much scrambling. Boom, pocket awareness. Just calm and cool, because he does it every day. We're going to do it every day. Sometimes we'll skip a Tuesday because that's our defensive focus day, and it might not get into our little 20, 30 minutes that we do of offense on Tuesdays. But it's definitely going to be there on Monday, which is offensive focus day, and definitely going to be in there on Wednesday, which is a 50-50 day. And like I said, and you can't, and my O-line loves it because during their ID time, when they're working pass pro, they're basically working mental stuff, working on footwork, looking at blitzes, looking at techniques, because they know they're going to get their full contact in 11v11. This is a good one right here. And this just comes, y'all, literally from just years of working that. See him working across the field, following his scramble rules. Or this is a good one where the kid comes back and he catches it right at the sticks. I ain't going to say we coached him up to be right there, but I'm going to tell you this. We did the drill over and over and over and over. I mean, you can't, not near enough. And see the O-line hustling, trying to get in the way, because they practice it as well. We just call it 11-on-11 blitz pickup. I wish I had a cute name for it, but I don't. Here's another good one right here. We got eyes up, looking downfield. And you don't do that just by being an athlete. You got to practice. Great athletes still need to practice. Last time I checked, LeBron James still practices shooting free throws. And he's a pretty good athlete. He's fair to middling. All right, doing a side adjustment, checking over there to the wide receiver. And sometimes you keep it. Okay, again, we practice it. Look at receivers becoming blockers. Again, they practice that on the times he keeps it in the drill. And we're back to the, no, we're not. This is a good scramble right here. Look at, watch this. That was a short route that went deep. Maybe in a medium route. All right, that's why. Here's number 11 right here. Yeah, it's short route. He runs a little curl. I think he had our little choice or read route, and the kid was bailing, so he sat down on his deep route. And then when the quarterback went to scramble, right here, he's going to sit right about here. Quarterback starts coming to him. He breaks deep. There we go. And right there, we got tackled inside the 5. I guarantee John Brown T. The ball's marked on the right hash. On the very next play, we're going to run jet left for a touchdown. That's in another video. Okay. Gets forced out. Eyes up. Looking. Now, this is incomplete. But again, you see what the drill does. As I mentioned to you when we were talking about jets and rockets in the last 3 episodes, why do you, okay, even on passing downs, you know, it's like blitzing an athletic quarterback, especially one like number 4 and number 3 before him. That's like Brewer Fox throwing Brewer Rabbit in the briar patch. That's exactly where he wants to be. Again, this is just more or less a movement in the pocket right here. Pocket awareness. Gets that pressure, steps up, real calm, cool, boom, touchdown. You can't beat that. And you can practice it. And you don't have to have a 4-star that signs with Alabama or goes to Oregon. I mean, practice. Even if they're not as good athletes, they still need to practice that. Keeping those eyes up. Now, this is just pocket awareness and being comfortable in the pocket. Watch. Out of his own end zone. He knew he had a 6'3" kid down there. He was under pressure. He just moved back a little bit. This is just 2 athletes being athletes. But again, he didn't really panic. This is week 5, game 5 of his sophomore year. I think he had just turned 16 that week. He said, well, I'm just going to throw it down there because I believe it'll be either complete or incomplete. And 11 makes a great play. Sometimes you keep it. You see, there's a lot of that red team on here. That's because they were so good on defense. They put a lot of, they forced us out a lot. They're a 4A. They're a good 4A program, and we were a 2A program. And they say, look, you better be good at scrambling when you play teams like that. Again, they force him out of the pocket. You know, they bring 5, and nobody panics. Look at directing traffic. Look at there. And that was, I've already seen that one. Here we go. All right, guys, that was a little bit of YBR right there. We're coming up on 20 minutes. Don't forget our friends over at Johnny's New York Style Pizzeria in West Point, Georgia. If you're on I-85 between Atlanta and Montgomery, put out your map app, put Johnny's New York Style Pizza in there. And don't forget to tune in on those podcasts to the Johnny Buckets podcast. By the way, Johnny's Pizza and Johnny Buckets are not related, except Johnny Buckets has put a lot of Johnny's Pizza in his gut, in his bucket, if you will. All right, remember where you can reach me? Siegel.chip@gmail.com. Share the mess out of this. Y'all stay safe, stay in the house, and as I always like to tell you, be elite.